I'm Mixojai and I'm going to be upgrading the concept of Gotham Knights event to other forms of media. I know Gotham Knights was bad, but after they made a whole live action TV show about it, it's good me doing this video, also them knowing how to do it the next time if this ever happens again. And even if it doesn't happen, it would be good at me saying how they could have did a good version of it. I'm not saying they should do anything with the game anytime soon. In 10 years after James Gunn already does the video game part out of his DCU, and if you're looking for a way to do more stories with it after it ending and after it not being so close to the original game, and after them winning back the trust of their fans, and then you doing it to redeem it and to do a good version of it, and so us getting something out of the original. So it not being completely for nothing. And just in case they do any other terrible live action Batman shows where they can't use Batman, me just saying how they can do that right too, because they have done stupid decisions, so it is good to plan ahead for this stuff. To show how they could do that good so they don't mess that up. Think of it as me doing this in advance for when they do that, and if they don't do that, then that would be even better actually. I'm actually hoping that they don't do that, but me is just doing this just in case. Be talking about the Gotham Knights in general, not just them from any other form of media, and I'm also going to be saying other forms of media that you can put them into. And I'm going to be focusing on Batman's lesser known villains for them to fight against, because Batman's villains are Batman's villains, and so they should be fighting against him specifically. The modern big Batman villains should fight against them, because as them still living in the same city as the other Bat family members, and to show these guys being the partners of Batman. And because Batman is already good with the villains he already has, and because as these villains can always still occasionally fight Batman, you should put them in his partners' roles galleries, so they would show up more and show them having some villains of their own. It would be a good way to get something out of the modern villains, and to make the fans happy because of them not fighting against Batman as much. Making sense since they were originally in Batman's roles gallery specifically, and also how this way you keep them in Batman's roles gallery in some way. Also acknowledging no one could ever replace is the best roles gallery in forms of media Batman's original villains, especially the Joker obviously. This is just trying to get something out of the modern villains. And the lesser known and modern members of the Bat family will be known as the Gotham Knights, while the original Bat family members and his original partners will just be known as the Bat family. This way you're getting both of them and you're getting good things out of both of them. And I actually have a video coming up about Batman and the Caped Crusader and my Adventures of Superman with the rest of DC animation, so stay tuned for that. And I'll talk about Batman's A-lister villains and then the A-lister members of the Bat family there, along with the rest of the story and plot lines that I would want them to do there. And I will talk about what they should do with the Bat family in that show in this video. And me is saying this now in order for this to make one bit of sense later on in the video. In general. And I'm not saying they should put these games in the Arkham universe. I'm actually saying they should specifically not put it in the Arkhamverse and just make it its own universe if they do a said video game universe in the DC universe. Just stay tuned for my video about that. I'm just saying how they can do it in the Arkhamverse in this video, to show that actually could have happened, and just as if them wanting to undo them ruining the Arkhamverse, me having different ideas for how they can unruin and Kevin Conroy's last voiceover job. So you kind of want to see that video. And they are already going to do the question if it airs movies to undo that terrible mistake they did to Kevin Conroy. And since Gotham Knights would have been the better thing to come out of the Arkhamverse, as I'm going to be doing it as if it was in the Arkhamverse. And because so many villains are dead in the Arkhamverse, that's why I'm using other villains here.
It's time I show you Jabbergears how it's done.
With Batman's villains still being Batman villains in Gotham Knight, and how you can have more super villains in there, you're just making it that the lesser known villains and the super villain families who the Gotham Knights are fighting against. Like the Joker's Laugh Pack, with Harley Quinn trying to get revenge on them for Batman killing the Joker. With the other Laugh Pack members, is like Jackanapes and Gaggy. Gaggy was the Joker's original sidekick, and Jackanapes is the supervillain gorilla that Joker gets his gag gadgets from. And you can make it that the cheap knockoffs of the Riddlers are Riddler's partners, a part of his supervillain family. If you do this, then the cheap knockoffs of the Riddler and Batman Source Guy could show up more, and Riddler won't have to keep getting revenge on them for them stealing his act. Like Clue Master, the most iconic cheap knockoff of the Riddler, and him being the barber of Stephanie Brown's spoiler and one of Batman's partners and the one who is dating Tim Drake, the third Robin in the Bat family, and Red Robin in the Bat family. Clue Master was also one of the main villains in the Batman Eternal storyline. And you can even make it this being his idea because the Riddler turning him into an A-lister even after he stole all his Riddle theme, and him being the reason why the Riddler took in the other cheap knockoffs of the Riddler instead of going against them. And while the Riddler would originally have gone against them because of them stealing his Riddle theme, him just is working together with them because he thought he could get something out of them. And the Clue Master is different enough from the Riddler, with him used to being the star of a quiz game show. It would be a good run for them if they put in some other Bat family members like Spoiler in the game.
Well, that doesn't seem fair. Is there anything the great Arthur Brown doesn't know? What can I ask you about?
Anything!
No topic is off limits? Okay. Name the true identity of the Batman.
Ugh, trick question! Ask another!
You said I could ask anything. I didn't think I was much for games, until I beat Clue Master at his own. So... think you can take me?
The most iconic villains from the Batman 66 show are with Adam West. He's also known as another one of the guys who stole Riddler's Riddle thing, and he is the Riddler's best friend in the DC Rebirth continuity, and also he was one of the main villains and is one of the most iconic Riddler stories. So you can just make it Riddler became friends with him after he got revenge on him for stealing his Riddle game, and it was Riddler's idea to make him a part of his Riddler gang, and so that villain not going to waste. You just need to combine the original Batman 66 version of him with how his origin story is, with the version of him and from the Rebirth continuity with him being Riddler's best friend, with a new Dawn version of him with him actually killing people, and with the way he looks, and with the Riddle thing, and with him being able to do the same things from Batman the Brave and the Bold version of him, and him also being able to do Egyptian spells. Something new with him to play on the money thing with King Tut, and to make him more original from the Riddler, and to go with his Egyptian theme. With them also being able to stop him in the same way as in Batman the Brave and the Bold. And because of the Egyptian theme and the magic, it would make it different from the Riddler levels from the Arkham game, because of him not just using a giant robot for it. And with him also thinking that he's King Tut reincarnated into the modern day, just because of the origin story from the Batman 66 TV show.
It's Batman and Robin. But why are they wearing those mummy costumes?
Ah, the dynamic duo. How I have longed to make you my servant, and you already look the part. Feel the wrath of Osiris! By the power of Horus, it's not possible!
Sorry, Pharaoh.
Our wrappings are coated in buttermilk, the one thing that repels Pharaoh rays.
Yes, you Cade Crusaders! Ah! Ah!
The Batman is one of the only cheap knockoffs of the Riddler that didn't become an A-lister, so you can make it, this is how you get something out of him. With the Riddler even trying to kill the Batman, because of him being sick and tired of there being so many people stealing his Riddle game, but then Clue Master convinced him to use the Batman for now one of his supervillain partners, so him taking advantage of people taking advantage of his Riddle game, and also because of the Batman being the Clue Master's best friend. And with these guys, you just make it that they're the side quests like the levels as in the Batman Arkham series. But you treat them more like a main boss when you fight against them. If you with the whole Bat family, you fight against all of them, but if it's just one of the Bat family, you each take a different villain. Because that's one of the reasons why the original Gotham Knights game wasn't all that great. They didn't really take advantage of you being able to play them all together or together with your friends. You also doing the same thing with the other villains that are similar to the Mad Hatter. There is an Alice in Wonderland and gang in Gotham City. So you can just make it that the Mad Hatter was the main guy in charge of the gang, but after he died, the gang tried to get revenge on the Gotham Knights for it. With the White Rabbit, you can make it that she was dating the Mad Hatter. You can even make it the Mad Hatter tried to retire from being a supervillain, but then the White Rabbit convinced him to stay a supervillain because of him being in love with her. In her gameplay with you needing to chase after her, and Trito D and Trito Dumb will be the bodyguards of the level as just the tough guys you need to defeat in the game. They did show up in the comic books before the Mad Hatter, and it is much better than just being the Mad Hatter's henchmen, so it would be good them being a part of the Alice in Wonderland gang with the White Rabbit. For the combat, you would just do her doing a supervillain business of doing threats as for the supervillains in Gotham City. And because of Batman's partners being in this, you could also do the supervillains partners like the Joker's daughter, Riddler's daughter, Enigma, and Two-Face's Harley Quinn before Harley Quinn even debuted Janice in the game as the partners of the other supervillains fighting against the Gotham Knights to prove themselves and to honor their supervillain mentors. And for how you doing the warp jokes and riddles, in Gotham Knights, you just need to make it that it's a gang war between all of Gotham's gangsters in Gotham City. And that leading up to the Bat family fighting against the lesser known villains because of the gangsters using them as a henchmen in the army, them going to gang war with each other. And Curve Owls could have even manipulated this to happen, which is how they would be the main villains of the game. And you just doing Kite Man as an arrow fights in the game. And you would do him doing the same things in his first appearance, and you combine his origin story from Batman the Brave and the Bold and the War of Jokes and Riddles, and him also having the same personality from the Harley Quinn cartoon show. His son being called Charlie Brown because he was named after him. If you do it in an animated movie, you would need to keep it exactly the same as how it is in the comics. But if you're going to be putting it in another cartoon show like Batman the Caped Crusader, you making it because of Psycho Pirate being able to control emotions is why the villains aren't acting like themselves, but because of them fighting it is why they're mostly acting like themselves. It being set after all the stuff after the first year of Batman being Batman, and so that explains why all these characters are fully established in the modern day. And because of it being set in the first year of Batman being Batman, he doesn't have as many gadgets and partners as he usually does to help him fight against the villains. With him having some of his partners to help him fight against his villains. And him only having the most iconic gadgets that Batman usually has to fight against his villains. And because of this being in the first year of Batman being Batman, it also explains why the Joker would get bored of his fight with Batman because of him always losing against Batman, and after those first few times, and also because of him not getting any victories against Batman yet. With him wanting to kill Batman so he can laugh again, and the Riddler wanting to kill Batman, and so there would be no one to stop him from doing his Riddler game and proving that he's better than Batman. And so Riddler and Joker going to war with each other because they can't let the other one kill Batman. With them using the Batman villains because of them being better than just their henchmen, you just need to give the other Batman villains their time to shine, and explain why they would work together with these villains. By them just robbing a lot of banks to get the villains to work for them, and for doing their own personal motivations. Like Two-Face would always say no to Riddler without flipping his coin, but if the Riddler convinced Two-Face and Harvey Dent, depending on a coin toss, if they win the war, he would get plastic surgery to get rid of the other one, then it would decide on the coin, and flip for him to join the Riddler. And Joker would convince Mr. Freeze to work for him because of him having a cure for Nora, and they would continue on like that. But with Batman telling the story to Catwoman for the same reasons, and it's still ending the same, but with them actually getting married in the end, if you put it in an animated movie when Batman the Caped Crusader. Because of my events of Superman being similar to Batman the Caped Crusader, you might want to stick around to the end of the video to see what I have to say about that. Batman the Caped Crusader would be dark and serious, but also bright and hopeful. With them getting Paul Dini on board and them doing everything that they couldn't do in Batman the Animated Series. And while it's definitely not going to top Batman the Animated Series, it is good it being able to go as much more R-rated as it wants than Batman the Animated Series, for it being that thing and to make it original from Batman the Animated Series. It would be good if Batman the Caped Crusader is a 3D animated show with the same designs from Batman the Animated Series, but in the form of Bob King's Batman, it being more detailed than Batman the Animated Series. And since Batman the Animated Series is so good with the dark and serious and realistic parts of Batman, this show would be good for doing the dark and serious, his bright and hopeful, the goofy and light-hearted, and the fantastical and wondrous parts of Batman. And also, Batman the Animated Series was so good because of it focusing on the A-list heroes, but this show you need to focus on the lesser-known villains too. And Bruce Timm did say that the original versions of them are great, but them doing versions that are equally good in this show. You need to use Kevin Conroy's voice recordings from audio shows and an AI voice narrator for Kevin Conroy's Batman voice. Because Kevin Conroy died of AIDS before they can record anything for this show, and it would be good him being the voice in this show just at the beginning, and so them not ruining Kevin Conroy's Batman and the Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. And to explain why his voice changes for the rest of the series, you just saying it being because of him getting older during it, so his voice changing with time. But who you can replace him with, it would need to be a bunch of actors and them being really good, because no one can ever replace Kevin Conroy because he's so good. And same thing with the Mark Hamill's Joker, because as Mark Hamill is retiring from playing the Joker, because he doesn't want to do it without Kevin Conroy, and I completely understand. What's the point of having the best Joker if you don't have the best Batman to go along with it? Joker and Batman do belong together. He just doesn't want to do it without his best friend, and he does have other good roles he can do too. And you also can go back to doing a bunch of other good roles there too, so you need to get a bunch of good actors to replace Mark Hamill's good and best Joker too. You would need the guy who played Joker in Arkham Origins, John DiMaggio's Joker, the Batman the Brave and the Bold version of Joker, and Kevin Michael Richardson's version of the Joker, voicing over the same Joker in this show, and in other appearances of them. So them splitting on what they do as Joker, like them doing him in his human form or as the Red Hood or the evil laugh part and the usual him talking part. And for Batman, and for this show, and for other appearances as he would show up in Alphonse media, you would have the Batman the Brave and the Bold version of Batman, the Batman cartoon show version of the Batman, the guy who voiced over Batman Arkham Origins, and Jensen Ackles Batman. And with you also doing Batman's lesser known allies, and you also doing more of the Bat family in this show. I know they said it's going to be taking place during the 1940s, but you still can do that during the 1940s, you just need to do them as 1940s characters. And because if you're already doing that with the villains, it would be good you doing it with the Bat family members, and it being like the Justice League Unlimited of the Bat family. You're also splitting up what these Batmen do as Batman, with one of them being the Bruce Wayne voice, one of them being the Batman voice, one of them being the Batman voice when he gets hit, and needs to change his voice at any time, and one of them being a combination of the Bruce Wayne and Batman voice when he's going in and out of it. And for the other seasons and episodes of My Adventures of Superman, it would also still need to be bright and hopeful and doing original, yet staying true to the comic book versions of Superman's Rose Gallery and Superman and characters. You also need to do the villains better because of people saying how bad the villains are in the original part of the show. And you also are focusing on the lesser known and more iconic parts of Superman's Rose Gallery and the other Superman characters. And you just doing it with Superman's part of the DC universe specifically. Black Mask would be one of the main gangsters in the Gotham Knights video game. With him having the same mind control serum from the Red Hood in the Outlaws series. And him having his Year of the Villain origin story. And him still having it in the same rivalry with Red Hood and Catwoman, and him also torturing his enemies, but him also being a cult-like gangster that has an unhealthy assassin with mask. And the other gangsters who would go up against would be Two-Face, the Penguin, and the Great White Shark. You're also doing his new #1 from the Batman series as his main henchman in this game, working together with the Great White Shark to go up against the big-time gangsters in Gotham City. And can also make it that the Great White Shark is the guy in charge of Arkham and the guy who does the supervillain plans from Arkham. With him also helping supervillains to get out of Arkham, and him helping supervillains and doing plans from Arkham. Other gangsters who would fight against would be either Ventriloquist and Scarface, just because of them wanting to become the new heads of the Gotham City gangsters now that the big-time gangsters are dead. It would be good you saying that they used to go up against Two-Face because of both of them having multiple personality disorders and because of Two-Face's connections to the Robins. And using Riley the Ventriloquist for how the Ventriloquist is still alive in this game. And you just mentioning the Penguin for his connection to the Craval. And for the Crime Doctor, you putting him with the other supervillain surgeons in Gotham City for him being a supervillain surgeon just because him thinking even supervillains need a doctor. And you also combine the last version of him with the woman version of him from the comic books with the Batman the Animated Series version of him that was best friends with Thomas Wayne, Batman's brother before he died, and Leslie Tompkins is a doctor in Gotham City. And who helps the homeless of Gotham City and was like a mother to Batman.
Remember when I took this? Big AMA mixer, graduation week at the Waldorf, remember? And they booked Benny Goodman?
Matt Thorne?
A decent life again, Leslie. That's why.
And you believe him?
Of course. He's got a lot of important friends. Judges, politicians, the medical society. If Rupert says he can get me my license back...
I meant, do you believe he will?
Of course. He's my brother. Don't worry. It's just a sedative. We've got to get you out of here. Come on, this way.
What about your brother? Your license?
Forget it. It's not worth someone's life.
Now you're talking like a doctor.
I'm not looking for any illegal favors. Something you know. Something only you can give me. Tell me about my father.
Professor Pig would be fighting people with his surgical tools and with his Dollartrons. Him doing it for his usual reasons, but also for the supervillain doctor business in general, and him doing any impossible surgery. Also having Mr. Toad from Beware of the Batman and being his partner in this video game. The doll maker's part of the supervillain business would be selling organs in the black market, and you would go perfectly with Professor Pig since he is similar to him, because of him being fun supervillain doctor. Also would be a good friend from the Gotham Knights to fight against because of him used to being an old friend of Bruce Wayne, and because of him wanting to take over Bruce Wayne's life. So because of him having his connection with Batman is why he would be a good friend for the Gotham Knights to fight against. And him just being a usual plastic surgeon in the supervillain doctor business. He is the most iconic supervillain surgeon in Batman's Rose Gallery, so this is you doing something good with it, and we did see him having a connection with the other members of the Bat family during the Tales from the Dark Multiverse series. The Court of Owls is a secret society in Gotham City made out of the richest people in Gotham City. They're the reason why Gotham City is so corrupt, and they had their ties even to the Wayne family, but they had nothing to do with their deaths. They would have been the ones who killed Batman in this game after a Suicide Squad 2 in the Justice League and after the Arkham Knight ending. And it's because of them caring about Gotham City is why they wanted to take it over in order to make it good again because of it being filled with supervillains. You even making it that them having something to do with Mr. Freeze in this game. And that David King and his wife were a part of the Court of Owls, and so was Carmine Falcone and the Mayor. And Sal Maroni. And with them already knowing that Bruce Wayne is Batman, them just not caring about it until now, and with Batman being a more worthy throw than the usual threat to them. It would be good you showing the relationship with the poor Batman and with Thomas as part of them. For a boss fight, they would go up against a talent raising and a Batman, and they would defeat the clever owls in the end. And you also need some other Bat family members like Spoiler, and Spoiler, and then most of the kind of Bat family members who aren't Batgirl. You're just showing them as newer members of the Bat family, and them also helping the main Bat family members to stop their supervillains. It's because of Bluebird being good friends with Tim Drake is why she became Bluebird to protect her brother. Spoiler is the daughter of Crewmaster and is dating Tim Drake, so they would go well with them. The other Bat family members only use them because they could use the help now that Batman's gone. And Bluebird is different from the other Bat family members because of her using an electric gun like Red Hood, and because of her having a birthday but not being a Robin. And Cassandra Cain can see anyone in Sweet Point. She's the daughter of David King and Lady Siva. She even became the next Batgirl. She would be orphaned in this game. And she would be doing this to honor Batman because of him taking her in and when her parents tried to make her into an assassin. It would be good signal showing up in more forms of media, because it's good him actually having like powers in the Bat family and him being different from your usual Robin. And Gotham Girl are iconic for actually having superpowers and being members of the Bat family. And for them having good reasons for liking Batman and for wanting to become superheroes. So they would be good for the Gotham Knights game, for them having something to do with Gotham but also having superpowered people in the game. And so them needing to be a different kind of mentor than Batman was because of them inheriting this from Batman. You just need to make it them getting their powers from the Platinum Kryptonite from the start, and with Gotham Girl having the same costume from the City of Bane storyline. And you can do the original Bat family members as the main Bat family members, and these guys as the Gotham Knights in the comic books. And if you ever do another live action Batman show, these guys would be perfect for that, so is Gotham Knights version. It would also be good if these guys showed up in Batman the Cape Crusader. And you can just make it the Misfits are supervillain team and Batman's those guys made out of his C-list villains because they're wanting to prove themselves as A-listers, so you being able to get something out of that comic book. With them usually being sent by the Black Club. Dr. Simon Hurt claims to be Batman's barber, which is why he's such a big supervillain to Batman. But Batman knows he's not his barber. He did create Dreadwing to go up against Nightwing. Elson Bomb would be a former Mexican wrestler dating Scorpiana, who modeled herself after the blue scorpion in her barber's garden. The Mime would be a failed opera clown who would become a supervillain to get revenge in Gotham City for making him a failed opera clown. The Armored Head one would be a trap expert that was disfigured and joined the Bat Club to get revenge in Gotham City for it. And the Hunchback would be a bell ringer that was taken in by Dr. Hurt. And Kraken would be an underwater supervillain who haunts the Gotham Bay and wants to sink Gotham because of his barber faking being lost at sea. So he would want to sink Gotham so no one would ever abandon him again, and so Gotham City would be his because that's what his barber taught him. It is good him hating henchmen because as henchmen never work for super villains anyways, and because of him having abandonment issues. So he joined the Bat Club not just so he wouldn't be abandoned again, but also to help him sink Gotham City. And this idea came from an online creator whose online name is Pufferfist, so he used to get all the credit for this one. And Mr. Rogues is the one who sold this one, so you used to give Mr. Rogues credit for that specifically. And the Victim Syndicate would also be another good Batman villain for the Gotham Knights to go up against for Batman's past failings. The first victim would be the first person that Batman failed to save. One of the members had an allergic reaction to Joker gas, so him being able to do the Joker gas au naturel. He had his vocal cords cut out by one of Batman's villains. The girl Scarecrow could do fear gas au naturel because of her having an allergic reaction to the fear gas, so this would be good for her to show up more times, especially her representing the Scarecrow in the game. With her usually working together with Scarecrow the other times, and with you also throwing in the Scarecrow's other partners in the game. You could use Mudface as this game's version of Clayface, with her still being in love with Clayface and her just being a victim because of Clayface dying in it. For Scarecrow's version of Harley Quinn, just that, him being Scarecrow's version of Harley Quinn is awesome, so he should show up with Scarecrow's other partners in the game, and it would also be good him showing up with the Scarecrow being his partner too. I know DC did a terrible job with Christopher Fox, but that's why you need to do him good in other forms of media, so it'll go into the comic books, you being able to do a good version of him and getting something out of him. You could make it him being a poor Batman, so him fighting crime differently than the rich Batman, and you giving him Zero-Hour's Batman costume to make him look different. And Batman just getting his Zero-Hour personality and the Zero-Hour costume from the Batman Zero-Hour, and when he goes to Planet X, Batman gets superpowers there. And because of the infinite possibilities in the universe, it does make sense on two different planets would be two different Batman there. Because of there being an extra element in their atmosphere there, but because as of the Batman is not spraying him with spray, it protected him from the effects of Rodon there, and because his weakness being stuff from Earth, because of the Rodon in the atmosphere there. And him hallucinating Batmite from the actual Batmite.
You're an R. Here, I'm Batman.
Given the infinite possibilities in an infinite universe, it's logical two Batmen would come to exist on two separate planets.
It's Batman! Our Batman.
My energy is coming back, but my powers are gone.
You can still help me out though, right?
Oh, great. Two Batmen who won't let me have any fun.
And Misfit could be his sidekick in the comic books, and her name herself after the supervillain team, the Misfits. And you combine her original costume with the Batman animated series version of the Batwoman costume with the original version of the Batwoman costume because of her also being inspired by those guys too. The Court of Owls would have killed Batman because of him being a threat to their plans of taking over Gotham City. The agents would be the Arkham Knight and Lady Arkham. Arkham Knight and Lady Arkham's origin stories would be the same just because of the Court of Owls manipulation is why they're working for them. Lady Arkham would have the reason for fighting against Batman, while the Arkham Knight would be her bodyguard and fighting against Batman. And them going in with the Arkham Knight because of them being inspired by the Red Hood when he was the Arkham Knight. Him just changing to the Red Hood so it's not insulting to the Bat family. The first Robin would be the Arkham Knight's version of a Robin, and she would only think she's the first Robin because of the Court of Owls manipulations. And it would be good them working together with Emperor Blackgate, and him becoming a supervillain because of the Court of Owls too, because of both of them being themed out of prisons. The designer would be the planner for the Court of Owls specifically, him being one of the original members of the Court of Owls because he's immortal. Punchline would just be Harley Quinn's sidekick, making it revealing that Harley Quinn was behind the Laugh Pack in Gotham Knights, with Punchline being Harley Quinn's Harley Quinn. The Ghostmaker would be a DLC and go to Gotham to try and honor Bruce by cleaning up his city of criminals. That clown ending could be the same, just Harley Quinn killing him badly in it. The Underbroker would be the same, but him just showing up here because of you mentioning his supervillain business. Peacekeeper would just be Gotham City trying to go on without Batman, but then him being killed badly by the Court of Owls. Then them going after the guy who created Peacemaker afterwards. Then for other Batman villains like the Gardener, the Insanity Collective, and Cheer, you doing them villains and for Christopher Fox's Rogues Gallery. So him having his own Rogues Gallery away from Batman, and so these villains don't go to waste. Would be a former henchman of the Scarecrow who is driven mad by the Joker, and him just wanting the Bat family to be happy, which is why him using a combination and of the Scarecrow's fear gas has Joker's venom and Bane's venom on them because he thinks he's doing them a favor by doing this, but really they're just suffering from the side effects of it. In this version of the game, there would still be corrupt cops because of the Court of Owls, but them also having their talents. And they would have originally been a part of the League of Assassins and Shadows, but they were cut off from it when they tried protecting Gotham City from them because of them not wanting it to be destroyed. Which would explain in how they managed to do their talents because as of them using a serum from the Lazarus Pit. And this also explains how they've been around in Gotham for so many years, and it connects Ra's al Ghul more to Gotham City. It acknowledges the similarities that the Court of Owls has with Ra's al Ghul. With one of the reasons why the Penguin became a supervillain was because of him and trying to prove himself worthy of the court because his grandmother was a part of the Court of Owls. and that even Gotham City's mayor's wife is a part of the Court of Owls, like in the Batman The Adventure Continues comics. And this would also be good if you do them in Batman the Kid Crusader. And speaking of Batman The Adventure Continues comic books, Azrael should also show up in this game, and to pay off of us seeing him in Arkham Knight, with you doing his costume similar to Batman The Adventure Continues. The combination of his Azrael costume and his Azrael Batman costume like in Justice League Odyssey. And I will talk about the Adventures Continues comic books in another video, so you should also stay tuned for that. And you also doing the same Supervillain partners from the series in Gotham Knights 2, like Sunny and Mr. Ring, and Straight Man. And these guys and the Muscle would also be good in Batman the Kid Crusader because of them also being created by Paul Dini. So if you get him on the show, not only would he do these guys again, but he would also do a great job with these guys. And the fans really loved when Anki didn't show up in the game when they hinted at him in the trailer, so they should put him in this version of the game. With him creating an Anki movement because of him caring about the people of Gotham City and him thinking there's no hope for Gotham City because it's filled with so many supervillains and because of Batman being dead. And he is also a villain to Tim Drake's Red Robin, so it would be good for Tim Drake going up against him specifically. You can also do a great contract with Anarchy and the Gotham Knights because of him being a kid too. And the General is a good villain because of his military theme and because of him being intelligent. And he is similar to Anarchy with them both being enemies of Tim Drake's Robin and with them both being kids. And you could show how Magpie is different from Catwoman because of her unhealthy obsession with shiny things and her being everything that Catwoman is not.
Shiny.
No more shiny.
What did Raish promise you? What am I worth?
The delicious Mr. Ghoul is going to make me a queen, with my own piece of the city, and all the shiny I can steal. Isn't he a doll? I think it's time to slice up some fresh bacon!
And the Calculator could be doing the supervillain plans internationally in the DC universe. He would be a villain for Batgirl specifically because of him being an oracle for supervillains. I want to defeat Oracle to prove that he's better than Oracle. How he'd fight against Batgirl. That was him using the physical environment of the Oracle program to go against her. And you would still have his supervillain costume, but it being a combination of how it looks and all the things it can do from his first appearance and his Justice League action appearance.
The Flash will be out of Keystone City for a few days, so your plan is safe to proceed. Now, about my fee. Wire transfer complete. Excellent. A pleasure doing business with you, Weather Wizard.
Well, if it isn't the man Gotham's crime community turns to for all their inside info. How's it going, Calculator?
I don't know.
It's your job to know. And it's my job to squeeze it out of you.
Even if I did, I'd never tell. My reputation means everything.
Oh, I recognize you. Calculator.
I've been sitting on the sidelines, crunching numbers for too long. Now it's time to play ball.
Ah, this sphere, right? I think I know what's wrong. Want to hear my calculations for you? 15 to 20 at Stryker's prison.
The Joker would be a supervillain that sells on Batman's weapons to other supervillains because of them being collector's items. Him also using them himself, and him also working together with Batman's fairy tale villain. And Animaster would be a good villain for Batman and Superman to fight against, and her just inheriting it from her Baba. And that fairy tale gangster would usually work together with the Queen of Fables, Wonder Woman's fairy tale villain. Because the Jailer and Batman's fairy tale villain are both old men, and Batman's fairy tale villain and the Queen of Fables are both fairy tale villains. Batman's fairy tale villain is a gangster with a fairy tale theme, but with the Queen of Fables her bring fairy tale characters to life, and it would be good if it was witches and dragons that bring to life to fight against Wonder Woman. With them also usually working together with Dr. Trap, a Martian Manhunter villain. who would do tracks for supervillains internationally, and them working together with him because of him doing tracks for them, and because both of their most iconic appearances in other forms of media is in the Harley Quinn and cartoon show.
Come please enter the lair of Dr. Trap. That would have been great for a trap. No, there's no need to keep interacting. You beat my traps. You're free to go.
And you're free to, shut your trap!
And the Music Meister isn't a Batman villain. He was originally a Justice League villain, but then he showed up in Justice League Unlimited and Batman the Brave and the Bold, where he was a Batman villain. So if he shows up in other forms of media, it should be as a Justice League villain.
Your disguise can't fool me, Green Guardsman.
Green Guardsman?
It's still the same old song. Time to face the music.
Our voices the perfect match, but your life I'll now dispatch. Pistons pangin', clamps a-clangin', springs sprangin', it's the last lap. Death trap. No encore for you this time, Batman. And I'm afraid it's closing night for my little birdie to use your voice. He'll have no choice. Now it's time for you to shine.
Put a sock in it.
Well, you know what they say. The show must go on.
And the only time when he would fight against Batman is when him working together with Giant Karaoke, because of them being similar, because of them both having a music theme. So you still having that Batman connection, and Giant Karaoke could be the next Joker because he has a blood disease that makes him look like the Joker, and it is good him killing people while he sings about it. There should be a villain to Nightwing specifically in the game. And for Batman, the Kid Crusader, and My Adventures of Superman, you would do a cult of supervillains in the Justice League, and because of them being an international supervillain team is why them fighting against Superman and My Adventures of Superman. That would have the Octopus that fight against Dr. Fate, the Octopus that fight against Green Arrow, and the Octopus that fights against Batman and Superman, and as the main guys in charge of it. It being an international evil organization made out of supervillains, so that's why them fighting superheroes all over the world, but mainly Batman and Superman, with them also having the Squid in there, with it being made out of the Black Dragon card, and them having the Wrecker in there, with Batman's version of the Gambler, and both of his henchmen, and Chinese supervillain and the supervillain artist. With the evil artist, anything he paints would come true because of Dream of the Endless. The treasure hunter would be a treasure hunter and Batman's Rose Guy wanting revenge on him for stopping him from getting a treasure. The Starman would be the original supervillain Starman and before the actual Starman. The escape genius and the getaway genius would be either Batman villains who help other Batman villains get away from their supervillain business. Metalclaw would be Batman's tinker, Firebug would work together with Firefly. Iron Mask would be a blacksmith for the Batman supervillains. And Atomic Man would be a good villain for the whole Bat family to fight against with some of the superpowered ones, and it's because of him being able to turn anything into anything else. It's showing why Batman's Rose Gallery is the best, as in it's showing there is things for the whole Bat family to fight against. Ghostface was already good in the Batman 66 show, so he should make it into the comic books. All of the Masqueraders would be good if you do them doing the supervillain costumes for the other supervillains internationally, and them hating nobodies is because of them not wearing masks. Which is why them liking superheroes and supervillains like Batman because of them being special because of them wearing masks. Clubfoot is good because of him being Clubfoot serial killer. The Living Bulge thing could be stealing people's intelligence in Gotham City and all over the world, with his costume being like this. And the other Living Ball would just be working together with him. The other Armored Man and Hydro Man and is good because of him being an underwater villain in Batman's Rose Gallery. He could be an underwater villain along with Sea Fox. And Big Head is good because he's a big-headed gangster before MODOK was invented. You should do the Minotaur as an actual villain made from a mascot. Canine is a good dog villain for Catwoman because of his dog theme. For the other anti-heroes in Gotham, it would be good them going up against the Bat family specifically, and them also when they need to do why you shouldn't kill supervillains instead of always making up new ones for it, so it's good you just using the ones that are already in Gotham City for that. Bandit would be good for a cowboy villain in Batman's Rogues Gallery, and if it wasn't for Dr. X, we wouldn't have the dinosaur robot in the Batcave. And Dark Knight would just want revenge on Batman because him wanting to prove he's the true Dark Knight of Gotham. The gong would have been a bell ringer with a sonic bell on his wrist that could do sonic blast when he hits it with his giant metal fist. If you need to do Batman fighting against the devil in his own Rogues Gallery specifically, use the devil he already has in his Rogues Gallery. The Aaron Marbach would be good for an Aaron in Batman's Rogues Gallery. The Mouse would be good because he created the Idiot. The Element Man would be a good villain for Batman and Metamorpho to fight. And you're also using a net end for the Aaron Marbach sidekick. It would be good using some of the mummies in Batman's Rogues Gallery and some of the Sirkas in Batman's Rogues Gallery. Dr. Tinzu could have been used to be a part of the League of Assassins, along with the Order of the Red Sun. It would be good if you use the skeleton and members of Batman's Rogues Gallery too, because of one of them already fighting against Blue Beetle. And Mirage could be a Batman villain that put his daughter with the Teen Titans because he doesn't want her to become a supervillain like him. With the Mariah Woman and Angel, Vault Breaker would do a supervillain business of breaking into vaults, with supervillains internationally. And Jake would be a throwback to stereotypical villain, the mind version of him. You could make it the Quick Masters International Supervillain business is helping supervillains destroy other superhero cities with earthquakes. You could even make it that he's the one who destroyed Gotham City and No Man's Land, and then Ventriloquist modeled his new personality after him. And a sports master would be an old bully of Dick Grayson and Babs, whose life would be ruined when the mob rigged a sports game against him. And he would be inspired by Sports Master to be the sports master in Batman's Rogues Gallery.
I'd say this entitles me to victory in our nefarious contest. Don't you agree? Bravo!
To the victor goes the spoils.
It was nothing, my friends.
Different costumes, but they had the same amazing powers as our sworn enemies, the Streak and Green Guardsmen.
Fiddlesticks. The Justice Guild foiled your crime, and rather than admit you dropped the ball, you blame these phantom heroes.
Cool it, sportsman.
You want a piece of me, Dr. Blizzard? For the Seaboard City Clay Court Tennis Championship. The perfect Earth crime to make me filthy rich. Game, set, and match.
Gentlemen, that's why I lead the league in steals.
There being a pageant gangster in Batman's Rogues Gallery that also fight against the Justice League. And Brandon would still try to melt Batman. The Flea would try to be a flea on Gotham City. The Mole would be a mole to the superheroes for the supervillains internationally. It's good there being an actual Egyptian guy in Batman's Rogues Gallery. It would be good there being a good version of a Jackal supervillain. It would be good you using the other vampires in Batman's Rogues Gallery. Dr. Freak would be good with him just wanting to show people how good it is to be a freak. The Human Bullet would want to live his dream of being a bullet that kills Batman. Memory would be a villain both Batman and Woman fights against, and he's different from Scarecrow because of him focusing on bad memories, not just what you're scared of. Manic Man would be manic specifically against Batman. And the Blazing Star would try to get rid of Batman, the original Starman. With Hirota usually working together with the Monster Mad Scientist and the supervillain that worked together with Mr. Zeiss and Crescent and Infinite Earth. And Scissors would be a good villain for Batman because of her being so evil. And Dr. Mirror was the original Mirror Master who was the first one to figure out Batman's secret identity. You should make it that he usually works together with the Glass Man and Mirror in Batman's Rogues Gallery. With them wanting to show the true reflection of Batman and with their powers working differently than the powers of Mirror Master. And with them just trying to convince Batman of how good he is and to show Gotham its true reflection. Sean Page would be the Two-Face in the game, because he was originally supposed to be the next alternate Batman villain, and he was also one of the fake Two-Faces.